Hey guys, first regardsman here, and I'll be talking about a Stalker bolt rifle power gladius build to one-shot bosses in Space Marine 2 patch 12. Now, the Stalker bolt rifle is one of the best single target damage guns in the entire game, and the main reason I love this weapon is that you are able to completely shit on Zoanthropes and Neurothropes with this gun, and those are like two of the most annoying enemies in the entire game. Is that you are able to completely shit on Zoanthropes and Neurothropes with this gun, and those are two of the most annoying enemies this entire game, so that alone is reason to take this, in my opinion. Now, the variant I choose here is the 2.3 times headshot multiplier variant. All of them are quite strong. The ammo reserve capacity one's pretty decent. The fire rate one is also quite good for DPS. I just prefer per shot damage, so I take this one. Now, for the perk tree here, I do go down the top tree predominantly with things like Unwavering Resolve. Into the perk here, Adamant Hunter. When your health's below 30%, headshots deal 25% more damage. When you have this active, your damage buff here is very noticeable. A 25% increase to headshot damage on this weapon especially is incredibly strong, though being below 30% does kind of put you into like one-shot territory on attacks. Gotta be a little careful. Next perk here is Headhunter, moving here into the perk Cleaving Fire. Then I grab Headhunter again for even more headshot damage. Then I pick up Increased Capacity, just so we never run out of ammo here pretty much. And the final perks I grab are, of course, Agile Hunter for 35% more headshot damage on a perfect time dodge for 10 seconds, into the perk Fast Reload and Recoupment. Killing a Majora's level or higher enemy with a headshot with this weapon restores one armor segment. The cooldown is 15 seconds. This perk is incredible for counter sniping and just overall survivability on this build. Being able to get one armor back against a Devourer while there's like 5 guys shooting at you will prevent a ton of chip damage, so a really good perk. I pick this up on like pretty much every bolter weapon in the game because it's basically on like all of them. And that's pretty much all there is for the Stalker bolt rifle here. Now for the secondary weapon, I do take the Heroic Heavy Bolt Pistol Retribution's Bequest. The heroic perk effect here is called No Help is Coming. Shooting an enemy with the Elite Stream status stops it from calling for reinforcements, and headshots will kill in one shot. Now, being able to one-shot reinforcement calling enemies is really useful on this build especially because I do take the perk Balance Distribution, so we are losing 15% damage on our secondary, but the one-shot will trigger no matter what off of that heroic perk effect, so a really nice synergy there. Now, for the rest of the perk tree here, it is pretty standard for like all the other builds I do that aren't like Assault or Vanguard. It's Divine Might into Perpetual Penetration, Increased Capacity, Extended Magazine, Death Strike, moving into the perk Great Might, Discipline, Strong Finish, into the perk Headhunter, Gunstrike Reload, and Tactical Precision, and that's pretty much everything there is for this build setup, at least on like the actual heavy bolt pistol here. Though if you want to take the other versions, you definitely could. They will all be built the same way. And if you want to take a Rate of Fire Plasma for like whatever reason, you could also do that, and I would set up this way, but that's all up to you. Now for my melee weapon, we are going back to the Heroic Combat Knife, the Power Gladius. This is the most damaging knife in the entire game, and probably the most damaging melee weapon in Space Marine 2 period, besides like the Power Fist, mainly because of the heroic perk effect here, Agile Strike. After a perfect dodge, the next melee attack deals 120% more damage, can be stacked up to 3 times. Now, this can give you 360% bonus damage on a Shadow Stab. If you combine that with a Precise Calibration and Concentrated Fire Auspex combo, you can straight up one-shot a boss on 3 stacks here on Absolute. A really powerful combo. And there's also a hidden perk effect here. The damage buff here will last for 1 second after the initial hit, so it's actually better than it sounds initially as well. Now for the perk tree here, we just go all damage. That's kind of like the whole thing of this weapon. You just build pure damage because pure damage is all you want on this thing. So number 1, Perpetual Strength. Into the perk here, Kinetic Energy for more heavy attack damage. Then we grab Perpetual Strength and Perpetual Strength again for a 10% melee damage increase. And then I grab the perk here, Heavy Onslaught. Heavy attacks with this weapon deal 15% more melee damage. This will also buff up your Shadow Stab, not just your base hits, so just keep that in mind. Next perk here is Reeling Blow, down to the perk Shadow Stab. This is the ultimate single target attack for the Combat Knife in Space Marine 2, so definitely pick this up on a Power Gladius. And the next perk here is Tide of Battle, finishing off with Terminus Slayer. So we can hit that breakpoint to one-shot a boss, and that is pretty much all there is for the melee weapon here. Now for the tactical perk tree here, I do take Balance Distribution first. Your primary weapon deals 15% more damage, but your secondary weapon deals 15% less damage. They actually buffed this perk up this patch to have a 15% bonus instead of a 10% bonus on both the positive and negative effects here, which really does help out the Stalker bolt rifle a lot, and losing the secondary damage really isn't that bad. Next perk here is Relentless Pursuit. After a gun strike, range damage increases by 25% for 10 seconds. We do have a balanced weapon here, so getting gun strikes is quite easy, though I will say if you want to up your damage a little bit more for melee, you could take Heightened Vigor for no knockback and a 10% buff to your melee and gun strike damage on a parry, block, or dodge. Next perk here is Emperor's Vengeance. Killing a Majora's level or higher enemy restores your primary weapon's ammo by 1 magazine. Cannot exceed maximum ammo capacity. The cooldown is 30 seconds. Now, this perk just solves your ammo economy on this build. If you want to take Steady Aim or Emperor's Judgment, you could do that, but you do run the risk of running out, so just keep that in mind. Next perk here is Aligned Aim. Range damage increases by 15% for all team members. Building this on top of Balanced Distribution, on top of Relentless Pursuit on a Stalker Bolt Rifle, means your damage goes through the roof on a Neurothrope boss with an Auspex on them, so a really good option there, though obviously Secure Stockpile for a 60-second Melt-A-Bomb, Shock Grenade, Crack, or Frag is still a god-tier option in the game, so if you want to pick this up, you definitely could. Next perk here is Vital Data. Scanning Extremis or Terminus level enemy restores Auspex scans charged by 50%. This just gives you more Auspexes against enemies you want to kill the most, which are Extremis and Terminus. And the next perk here is, of course, Precise Calibration for a 75% buff on our Auspex scan with a radius reduction of 25%, and Concentrated Fire for an Auspex scan zone lasting 60% longer, and enemies marked by the Auspex scan taking an additional 120% damage, but they lose the mark when they leave the scanned area. Now, when you combine these together for a 195% damage buff on your Auspex scan, you will just positively nuke bosses in this game. It's like the best combo on the tactical, in my opinion. I use it all the time, especially for Siege mode. This one is a top tier option because damage is king, and this really does just enable your entire team kit to just nuke a boss. So really good here, and then losing the mark if they leave the scanned area, that really does not matter too much in this game, mainly because the bosses, like a Neurothrope, they will scream and stand still, a Hellbrute will slam a hammer, and a Carnifex will ram a wall, so there are a lot of opportunities just like put it on them. Next perk here is Radiating Impact. A melee finisher additionally deals significant AoE damage in a 10-meter radius. The cooldown is 90 seconds. This perk is also top tier. Being able to one-shot every Majora's in a pack during a boss fight may not seem like that much initially, but when you actually use it in practice, it will save your life all the time. It is far better than Signal Jammer and Mark for Death, though Mark for Death is not like a god-awful perk. This one just overperforms so much, you pretty much always take it. Now, for my prestige perk tree, I do take Acuity for headshot damage because we are using a Stalker Bolt Rifle, into Skill Supplier for more ammo, Resilience for more HP on stims, and Fortitude for a health increase of 15% because survivability is an issue for tactical, and HP increases in Space Marine 2 are very valuable. And that is pretty much all there is for this build, guys. The Stalker Bolt Rifle really is the ultimate Neurothrope and Zoanthrope Slayer. It feels pretty good against Chaos at times as well, especially since in patch 12, they did make it easier to headshot the Chaos Terminators and stuff like that. Like, your bullets have a little bit more magnetism to them. But still, I would primarily use this against Zoanthropes and Neurothropes because that's what this gun is made for. And hopefully this build helped you. And if you like content like this, subscribe for more. And as always, thank you for watching. Take it easy. Bye.
Auspex obstacles guardedly. Silence the one who calls. One down. Trillions to go. Swatting out magazine.
I was waiting for a boss spawn. That's what we're built for here. How does the Centurion's aggressors, led by Captain Terminator, armor stand for Red Scorpions? Oh, you're trying to tip the tabletop. I like Red Scorpions. Pretty cool. Cooler than Blood Ravens. Grab my coffee. You cheeky bastard. I have fun with block, axe, but you definitely miss the gun strike. So much for balance for fencing. Easier to hit breakpoints anyways. It's also like, weapons like the Omniscient axe in this game,
Let us enter the camp.
they desperately want the stagger from the gun strike. They want that shit bad.
Reporting in. Team has arrived at the Imperial Guard camp. Talassa, you need to acquire the Astra Militarum demolition codes required to deploy and arm their ordnance. Source one
Alright,
from
Sim.
any soldier you see, alive or otherwise. Swing complete. Nothing here. Orphans ready to scan. Magazine out. Magazine in. Enhanced visuals incoming. The onslaught of monster beasts. One down. Trillions to go. Captain Omega.
That's why the Power Gladius is so good for Horker. It's so fast. Move the shit. They can't do shit.
Diligence, brothers. We will find those codes. Stay dead, that is all. Did the enemy run out of flares? Swapping out magazine. Diligence, brothers. We will find those codes.
Do higher difficulties increase enemy spawn rates? They definitely do for the bosses.
I have the codes, brothers.
There is always a min and max difference. I should say, like, there's a minimum and maximum potential timer on when enemies spawn in this game, but yeah.
The sagas they will tell of this day.
Here we go.
Fill your packs, brothers.
50 more levels and you finish tech. I should do a leveling help stream at some point. That's a good idea. Alright, let's go find out. If we can see a boss fight here, mayhaps. If it's a Neurothrope, we're gonna be okay. Card effects, less so.
Route unblocked. All Wolfman. This is where we sow the enemy's defeat, brothers. Tyranid Cretin identified. Magazine out. Magazine in.
That does so much damage.
Never turned out fresh ammunition. Replenished and ready.
Oh, I hear the familiar sound of bullshit. What are we working on today? Just some solos and such. I want to try this one. I would like to do more custom strats with people. That is some fun shit. The double boss fun ones. That shit is kind of cracked.
Swapping out magazine.
What's your favorite extremist to fight? Probably Ravener. Probably not Ravener. It's probably Lictors. I think Lictors are actually pretty well designed in this game. And there's a reason a Lictor's a boss fight in this game and a Ravener's not, okay? Put it that way. Alright, game. I didn't want the gun strike. I wanted to shoot him, but the amount of time this game forces you to take a gun strike no matter what is a little obnoxious. I'm gonna say deadly.
Canadians are running out of time. How close are you to the Promethean facility? Arriving at the objective now. You are making good time. Going to need it.
The Power Gladius Sword Clear is way better than the Argent Edge. That is one reason I would put it also in the S tier. More damage and more Horde Clear. The speed is very nice. Okay, the cervical joints have been stressed. I'm sore. Oh my. Well, what level did you get Froggy to?
Deployment into the Promethean well. Cautiously, if you know what is good for you.
17 from level 1. Well, that's all up. There we go. Prestige 3. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think leveling does take forever.
Like fresh munitions. I feel like a Kraken ate Never turned out fresh ammunition. Deployment has begun. Rites of activation have been observed. The generators huddled in the machine god's name.
Now my fear here is we're gonna get double boss fights at the very end.
Sequence initialized. Delivering payload.
This is a fear. Back to back. In the ammo drought location. Which would be pretty bad for us.
Let us keep that swarm from ever reaching generator 4. X-axis aligned by the Omnissiah's will. Generator. The first leg of this race is behind us. Salutations. By service. Force six drive. Xenos Devourer marked. Rally, brothers! We can retake that generator with ease!
Using Shady, thank you for the prime.
Swapping out magazine! We shredded its slimy hide!
Hopefully you'll do more Absolute Plus custom games. Yesterday was super entertaining to watch. Dude, I want Mobius to come back. Honestly, anybody who'll join, I'll play custom crats with. The proggy. Or she says anything. Anybody who joins, except for Sasha Gojo, of course. Kidding. It would just be kind of rough. How did she know? I read all of JJK, that's how I know. He is the fastest sorcerer alive, with the sole exception. Oh, Gojo. I think we work for this one.
Together we can secure that generator once more. We are ready to ambush the enemy. There is an observation platform overlooking the cryptomedium fields. It will make a good vantage for your ambush.
What's up, Pride Claw? How you doing?
Smells like fresh.
Alright, that went pretty well. Power Gladius Horde Clear, I'm telling you guys. It's just pretty good. Kakuna the Goat. Real and true. Say it louder for the people in the back. Sakuna clears Gojo. Forearms, more problems. Dude, these piss nades, look at all this shit. Hell.
Bigger threat just means more to come.
Leroy Papuza, you're French, so I don't know if I'm able to pronounce this properly. I'll try my best, but you say, "Hi, I'm French, and I've been watching a lot of your builds for several months. When I come back from my week and start my weekend playing Space Marine 2, I go straight to your channel to try out your builds. Thanks for the content and for your consistency. Thank you." No problem. The boy. Sorry if I can't pronounce your name, but no problem. I'm glad I could help. All the way in France. French tour guardsman. A French tour guardsman. Damn, Mr. President. That's two. Super on like that. It's free.
No more specs ready to start. More specs will catch their scent.
Should have popped my Sanctified Wrath Relic Furry there and would have one-shot him. That'd have been 10 times easier, actually. I forgot about that. They buffed this thing.
We have arrived at Nosic's facility. Run distraction efforts as long as you can. On my honor, I will ensure your mission is a success. I will hold you to that.
Gojo could easily beat Sukuna. AI short told me. That is pretty much how JJK fans consume the series, to be fair. AI TikTok short.
Auspex cannot even compute their numbers.
Yeah, that headshot multiplier bonus there, the damage is so intense in the Auspex that if you shoot them in the turret enough, they will just explode. Holy shit, it's Virgil. It is Virgil. In his lawn chair. Croissant to her guardsman. Oh, hold on.
Main swarm sighted. We await your signal, Captain. Dig in. We need that bomb triggered for optimal yield. Orbital scan estimates the bulk of the swarm will not be in position for a while yet. Keep your heads and get it done. I see them coming, brothers. Plenty for everyone.
We're gonna check the log spot. We might get a boss here. There we go. Okay, we're just cooking now.
We must shore up our perimeter. Halfway there, brothers. Keep it up. We have more enemies on the horizon, brothers. Replenished and ready.
Oh, he fell so far. All the way back up to die.
Be ready for my mark. This is our killing ground, brothers. Keep up. are clear to detonate. Cook those rotten bastards. Yes, Captain. You heard him.
Well, brothers, can you let me know your keybind, specifically in melee, aim, / zoom? You know, it's funny you asked that. That's the only key I actually changed. Is the aim key is just mouse 4. Everything else is vanilla. Only one boss coming. Hoping for more. Not like too many. Not like the twice the foe stratagem. That one is really fun.
Extraction complete.
These guy trades for the tier 1, a Stalker, build best tack. It's definitely up there.